Hello. I felt like my feet were going to explode. Have you ever had that happen to you? I went to Key West, Florida. Oh my goodness. Probably about 18 years ago. And I'm very careful about what I eat. And I threw all caution to the wind. And I decided that Cuban sandwiches, if you've ever had a Cuban sandwich, you'll understand, were my new jam. So I kind of overdid it. And as a result, I retained a lot of water. And when I went up in that plane to go home, my feet just, the skin was pressing out. I looked down at them and I really swear I thought my feet were going to explode. Now, I do periodically, not so much anymore, but I have throughout my life had some issues with my feet kind of swelling up a little, my ankles. When I was pregnant, it was really horrific. And a lot of that is due, in fact, to the problem that I have with my lymphatic system not properly doing what it needs to do. So, if you've never seen this before, this is Trust Your Gut with Tanya. I am Tanya Abatello. I am a certified National Academy of Sports Medicine nutrition coach, a Kundalini yoga practitioner, and citizen scientist. One of the things that I like to do when I come and talk to you guys is talk about the science behind all of the things that happen with biology in particular. I have a BS in biology, which serves me pretty well to understand what on earth I'm looking at when I go and I research some of these things. Just about everything that I come and talk to you guys about are based off of things that happened to me that I fixed and discovered the answers to, at least for myself. And a lot of times, what worked for me could possibly work for you. So I'm here to tell you about it. So last episode, I was discussing the drainage funnel and the need to keep regular bowel movements to keep your body detox. Because remember, number one is number two. Well, number two is the lymphatic system. That is the next step that we take during the 6-week Equinox Detox, and we work on getting the lymphatic system moving. And well, what is this lymphatic system, right? So we have in our bodies a series of channels and lymph nodes. You know, these right here. If you reach up underneath, you feel these right here. When you get sick, they get swollen. The ones in the armpits, you'll feel. And what they do is it circulates white blood cells throughout your body. And it goes through and it attacks, the white blood cells go and attack all the baddies, anything in your body. Viruses, you got viral load from Epstein-Barr, which your body holds on to, chickenpox, which your body holds on to. Just about everything that you get that's viral then sort of becomes part of your DNA. And sometimes it can replicate and be triggered into a current infection if your immune system kind of goes down. And so what you want to do is keep everything moving. So the reason you need to do this to keep everything moving is because unlike your heart and your cardiovascular system, which pumps everything, you don't have that with the lymphatic system. And what works to keep the lymphatic system moving is physical activity. This is one of the reasons why, jumping up and down, rebounding on a rebounder, or, tapping, which I will show you at the end. I'll go through a quick demonstration of the big six. That helps, especially when you are in a circumstance where you are experiencing it, like you've got a cold or your sinuses are blocked or something like that. This all helps everything to drain out. In your head, around your brain is the lymphatic system. It is just a little subsidiary of the lymphatic system. And what that does is it helps to clear your brain. Your brain does its work at night. And this is one of the reasons why deep sleep is really important, because when you're sleeping deeply, that is when your lymphatic system goes into action and helps to clear out. If you've heard anything about these prions or tau tangles, amyloid plaques, the stuff that causes dementia and Alzheimer's and cognition problems, that's what this does. And it helps to drain out into the rest of your lymphatic system. From your lymphatic system, once you get everything into the central area of your body, it drains out into your liver, and then your liver processes things and it goes throughout your colon. So this is why when you see and picture the funnel of the drainage funnel, again, we'll get into this more in depth in the Equinox Detox, at the very bottom of the funnel, and you can kind of picture it as your body, is, the elimination of the bowel movement. But right above that, that's the lymphatic system, how the lymphatic system pulls everything in and works through your liver and your kidneys. So it's very important to keep this regularly moving, regularly cleansed. Physical activity, brisk walking helps a lot. But if you can't really get up and get out and do a lot of exercise, you can manually relieve some of this. So one of the things that I do once a week is I have a class in a local yoga studio at Body Karma Yoga here in Clinton, Connecticut. And we do this series of lymphatic drainage tapping. And it's important to do it in a particular order because, again, it's another funnel. And so when we start, you have to start here to unblock this so that we can unblock this. And then we move on to the rest of the body. So keeping the lymphatic system clear is very important if you will be doing any kind of herbal support to cleanse out some of those viruses, the heavy metals, the chemicals that are everywhere in our lives right now, and parasites. I'm going to just real quick word about the parasites. Everybody's like, oh, we don't have parasites in the United States, whatever. If you have a pet, you're being exposed to parasites. There are tapeworms, fleas will give the cats tapeworms, and well, yeah, there are different kinds of tapeworms. Well, it's in your food too. Toxoplasmosis, just even if nothing else, if you have a cat, you're being exposed to toxoplasmosis. Toxoplasmosis is a tiny microscopic parasite that gets passed on through the cat and into the feces. And when you're cleaning the cat box, that dust that gets kicked up, you probably have ingested toxoplasmosis. Toxoplasmosis is kind of funny because it turns mice. This is how parasites are crazy. Their life cycles are very complex, and it usually involves more than one vector. A vector is a creature that it gets into, but it's got to get into the creature that gets into the next creature that goes into the last creature that, it does this whole really complex thing. It's fascinating and terrifying. So toxoplasmosis, what it does is it lodges into the brain and hangs out there. In cats, it works its way through, comes out in the feces. Mostly it's supposed to be there for the mice, right? Mice get it. Then the cat eats the mouse, because the mouse, this is what it does. This is why toxo is so concerning. It gets into the mouse's brain, and the mice kind of fall in love with the cat. So they're not afraid of the cat anymore. Think about the crazy cat lady, right? The crazy cat lady, that whole concept, right? It's this woman, she's demented, and she's got all these cats. That's toxoplasmosis. And it's usually fine. It's dangerous to women, to the fetus if you're a pregnant woman, and that's one of the reasons why pregnant women are not supposed to be cleaning the cat box. But what happens is it hangs out and it's mostly benign until something happens. Like, your immune system crashes for some reason. It could be that you have some other infection that's happened, or you get into a car accident, or any other thing that may lower your immune response, a chronic illness, anything at all. And it can start to multiply, and it does contribute to dementia. But they don't talk enough about this. So, but it is real. And that is why getting on top of it on a regular basis, along with anything else that you might have picked up, along with the heavy metals and the chemicals that are in your body as a result of this, and the viral load, all the viruses that, keep trying to get ahead of your immune system. If you take certain things, different herbs, broccoli sprouts, things like that are all included in this program, it will help to at least lessen it. And we're shoveling it against the tide. But what's really important if you're taking this stuff and you're killing this stuff is that you want to make sure that you're getting it out. And this is why the pooping part is so important and the lymphatic drainage part is so important. So that's why we can't just go, they sell stuff all over, these kits to do stuff. People talk about ivermectin, just doing that willy-nilly. You can't just do these things. You really shouldn't, I should say, without the proper preparation and support. And that's why this program is 6 weeks long. I have posted a button. You can check out more information and see what it's about, how much it costs, how long it is, and what we get into. And it's pretty comprehensive. So the lymphatic drainage. So here I'll just start. We'll do a couple of points and I will show you and I'll explain about the rest and how to do this. So getting in a nice comfortable position and sitting up nice and tall and taking a nice deep breath in and out. We're going to start tapping above and below the collarbone. Now we're just tapping lightly and breathing normally because you want to have this be relaxing. And it is. And once you start doing it, if you get into the habit of doing this, what ends up happening is your body all of a sudden goes, oh, we're doing this again. Aha. And all of the points that you're going to get to start draining almost automatically. It's kind of funny that at least that happens with me. And some of the people in my class have said that they've noticed immediately, like, oh, there go my sinuses. And there they go. Now, I really need to do this right now for a multitude of reasons. One being that I had kind of a hairy plane ride a couple days ago on the way home. And we had to keep going down and back up again because the conditions in Connecticut were horrific. So my ear got clogged up, and I have this happen a lot, and I wear those earplugs, but I still have issues. And this is why I have to do these things. Why is my recording stopped? I look like I am frozen. I'm going to keep going. So we're tapping on the collarbones, and then you move up to under the jawline. And then you move to on top of the head. And then we go into the armpits, either side. And now this can take, 15, 20 minutes if you do it right. So that's just a demonstration. And I'm going to end the video right here because I'm not sure if we're continuing to record. But anyway, you can see in the show notes, I will give you a little more information about the lymphatic system and how to join the Equinox Detox if you want to. And I will give you a little more information just about the lymphatic system in general. So until next time, have a sparkling day. Bye-bye.